I misquoted the book. It's 24 hours a day, not one day at a time.
Okay.
So 24 hours, this one.
Mhm.
You wrote this inscription.
Oh, what does it say? I can't read it.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna test you on.
Okay.
In this sense, it says 2 days, and the date is November 18th, 1988. So November 18th, 88, I'm in first year law school. I'm not a declared alcoholic, and you're giving me contents of AA, just as a contextual chronological point. I believe that God's will for us is the next thing he puts in front of us. We're to do the best we can with it, with what we've got. This book is now in front of you. Do the best you can. God will do the rest. Your dad. And
100%.
well, not only 100%, maybe if you were deciding to bequeath the key as you've understood it, maybe that's it. If you could only say one thing, maybe you'd say that. Or not. What would you say?
A, a more descriptive point I can't bring to mind.
Nice.
That's the game.
That's what I
That's,
thought too.
that's the game. I could probably go through my stuff and pull, because that's 30 years ago,
35.
35 years ago. And I was 19 years sober at that point, though, because I'm 54 years next month. When we're searching for God's will for us, we sometimes think it's very elusive and very difficult and hard to capture, or even grab a thread. It's tough. And I think the reason for that is we're so caught up in what we've already decided and what we've lived through and experienced and our triggers and our responses and so on. There's not a lot of room for new ideas. And so, but one of the things that I found is clear and certain is that God's will for you is so simple. God's will for me is so simple. And why is that? Because his will for me is the very next thing he puts in front of me. And what am I supposed to do with that? Do the best I can. What if I don't have the resources to do the best I can? You're not in charge of the resources. You're to do the best you can with what you've got, not with what you used to have, or someday you might have, but you do the best you can with what you've got today. Well, what if it doesn't work out right? Outcomes are not your responsibility. Input is your responsibility. God is in charge of outcomes. So stay in your lane.
And if you have that faith that outcomes will be what they're going to be and they're what they're supposed to be. And if you have that assuredness that the resources will always be there, the peace and serenity and goodness that comes over you, all your worries have to be gone. You can't have any concerns about the future if you believe those two things. Outcomes are going to be great and I'll always have the resources. If I actually implanted that, like really believe those two things, what mood would I be in? It'd be the same mood. I anticipate if I won the Super Bowl lottery, everything's good. I don't have any concerns. Just imagine. I
Better
mean,
than that.
well, okay, fair enough, but
Well, the
even
Super Bowl
getting,
thing
but-
is an event.
no, but even, but just even getting to that level is, you know, I'll speak for myself, what I do, and I think is an epidemic among human beings is little trivial concerns and pursuits, and what about tomorrow, and then the bank account, and this and that, and this, and the what ifs, and the yesterdays, and yeah, I shouldn't have, and I could have, you know, and the refeeling of that little guilt there, and then drop that, oh yeah, I got that call come. That's where we live, man, and it's exhausting. And juxtaposed to that, maybe, juxtaposed to that, how about living in the moment that says, I'm good, man. Everything is great. All I gotta do is focus on this Zoom call. Not, what have I gotta do this afternoon after I talk to my dad, I'm taking an hour out of my day and blah, blah, blah. Like that stuff, it's not for me right now. For me right now is this. And I'm saying it like I'm there. I'm not, I'm just, ever since picking this back up after 20 years. I think to myself, well, there it is, right there. How about that? My first thought was, well, I heard it, I didn't hear it 1,000 times. I heard it 7,000 times. What, did it never? Well, who knows? But it's here now, and what about it?